another Unstoppable Conversation. And I have Renee in the house today, and I'm so excited to hear her speak. Renee, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Dr. LaDonna. I am so stoked to be here today.
Awesome. Renee, tell us a little bit about you, your business, and how do you help others?
So a little bit about me, a little backstory. I come from a family of sharecroppers. So when I was growing up at a very young age, it was instilled in me to be a very hard worker, be dependable, be reliable, be trustworthy, honest, a person of your word. Because where my grandfather moved us when he was a sharecropper was to an Amish community in Wisconsin. So for those that are in listen only mode, I'm a Black woman. My whole family is Black. And to live in an Amish community, we were the only Black experience that people would have in our community. So my grandfather wanted to make sure that it was a good one. And that was my foundation of how I grew up and the mindset that I had to have as I did anything and everything. It had to be done with excellence. Fast forward, I went to school, did really well in school, ended up graduating from high school at 16 years old. However, I graduated from high school at 16 years old with a 1-month-old son. So all of my plans for going to college had to shift, postponed for a little while so that I could take care of my new family. But because of this standard of excellence that my father and my grandfather ingrained in me, I was able to quickly find a job, do really well at work, and I found that I had a natural gift and skill for organizing things and planning things, and I really loved supporting executives. So that's what I built my career on. And after about a 20-year career supporting the C-suite of Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies, my kids were grown and gone and out of school. So I just decided I was going to start a business. And someone said, if you're going to start a business, do what you know and do what you love. So supporting executives is all I knew how to do. So that's what I did. So I started, first of all, in conjunction with my corporate day job, kind of as a hobby, bringing on my own executives to see, what that could look like. And they kept telling their friends. And the more friends they told how their lives were improving, how they didn't have to work so many late hours, how they could go and enjoy more of their kids' games now that we're working together, the busier I got. So I had to start building a team. And long story short, my first assistant that I hired ended up being the person that I could delegate things to and lighten my load. And when I saw firsthand the change and the difference that it makes to be able to have somebody that you can trust be able to handle things for you, I was then able to stop working in the business and start working on the business. So we help people get more of their life back, gain more of their time, and be able to use their valuable time doing things that really move the needle for the business instead of the things that other people can do and that they love to do and wake up to do that they may not love to do so much.
That is awesome. I love it when you can help others and help yourself at the same time.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love that. That's what I try to do in my work every single day, is just enlighten others, but
Yes.
at the same time, help myself and my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
So tell me, if you had to narrow down what's the most exciting thing that you enjoy doing for your client?
I would say the most exciting thing for me is when I hear our clients tell us how they're now able to get more sleep. They're able to actually focus on their future and start planning for their future instead of putting out fires. And so for me, that's the most exciting thing. When a client, even just last week, as one of our team members was sharing an experience with their executive that they had been assigned to, and she said, I can actually take a vacation and really be on vacation. I'm not checking email. I'm not checking in. People aren't calling me because their assistant who got assigned to them is handling things. She said she's just taking charge.
We love to hear that, right? We love to hear.
Absolutely.
If it's hard to find good people to work next to you. I have discovered that my many, many years of being in entrepreneurship, having brick and mortar, being virtual, it's just hard to find really great people that take their work seriously and want to do a great job.
Yes, 100%. I agree. When they say good help is hard to find, there are no truer words. But the vetting process that we go through to build our team, it's grueling. We put them through the ringer, but I feel like we have to, because not only are they representing me to our clients, but they're representing oftentimes our clients to their clients. Exactly. We can't just have any old body doing that. It takes more than just a warm body to be successful on our team.
Exciting. Oh, and it does. It should be a process of elimination, because everyone doesn't fit the bill. Mm-mm. Everyone doesn't fit. And sometimes we think they fit at the beginning, but then we get started and we find, no. For me, Renee, as soon as drama hits, I'm done. I don't, that's just nothing I want to deal with. And I sure don't want my clients to deal with drama.
Right. It's so important that you nip it in the bud, for sure. Like, we have had, situations where there may have been a misunderstanding, or maybe they didn't handle something a certain way. And I consider those coaching moments. But before they even engage with a client, they do internal work first so I can see for my own self that they are worthy to be assigned to a client, and that they have high enough skill level to be representing the client to their clients.
Yes.
So I kind of put them not only through rigorous testing in advance of even joining our team, but even after they get on the team, the actual day in the life, real life work practices and things like that, I get to understand and experience myself before I make an assignment to a client.
Awesome. Now, what is probably your number one chore that you do for clients? What is your number one
chore? And I saw you put chore in air quotes. So my number one chore, I'm going to assume that you mean by that something that we don't like to do so much.
Right.
And I'm going to say, I don't think, because we love serving, because we are servant leaders, everything we do, we love doing. We enjoy supporting, we enjoy helping, we enjoy lightening the load, we enjoy making people's lives better, whatever that looks like. So we look forward to getting up every morning to see what we get to do, as opposed to thinking of what we have to do as drudgery or chore. So sorry.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Exactly. Because, work shouldn't be qualified as work. It should be, it's the experience. We love the experience we have each and every day. I know when I get up in the morning, the first thing I'm like, thank you, God, another wonderful day that I get to experience with my family, my friends, my clients, and just go live life.
Yes.
The fun way, the exciting way. So what does most of your clients come to you with? What are they looking for usually when they come to someone like you, Renee?
Usually they're looking for someone who can understand them, understand their vision. They can articulate it, tell them what it looks like, big picture. And they want someone that says, okay, I get it. You want this, 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 and this. And then they'll say, yes, 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 or they'll say, yes, no, whatever it is. They'll get clarity, they'll understand, and then they'll say, okay, I got you. I'll make that happen. And so they're looking for thought leaders. They're looking for partners, strategic partners. They're looking for an actual extension of their team to represent them, so that they don't have to be everywhere doing everything. So that's what most of our clients come to us looking for. And that's why there are many the companies out there like ours, but they're not all the same.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard that key word, clarity.
Yes.
That can be a hard one sometimes, not just for you to have clarity with them, but so many times my clients don't have clarity for themselves. So I take it apart to think, okay, now I have to help them figure out what their clarity is, so that I can give them the clarity that they need and know exactly what they're looking for. What project are they usually looking for?
Well, I want to go back a little bit to that clarity part and then I'll answer the question about
Yes.
what projects you're looking for. But when it comes to clarity, I think it's so important to know the questions to ask to get to that clarity. And when you have someone from our team partnering with you, they know those questions to ask. So you may have these big picture goals and you'll say, I want to be here by the end of the year. They'll know the questions to ask. Well, what's most important to you? What does success look like along the way? What takes priority, this A, B, or C? And getting to the root, what it actually is that needs to get accomplished, then that helps to set us up for success. And we can start on a trajectory that's in alignment with where you really want to go instead of guessing or stalling and not doing anything because we don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and then to answer your question about the projects that they ask us to work on, it just varies so much because we are so industry agnostic right now. Our skill set covers pretty much any industry because executive support is just that. It's not only executive support, but it's a team support. And it could be, depending on whatever is going on in a company, they may have different needs. And so we will find out what their needs are. Sometimes it's back office support. Sometimes they have reports that they need to make to investors, or founders need to report to the people who have provided them money, whether they're private equity investors or venture capitalists. There's all this reporting that needs to get done. There's meetings that need to get scheduled. There's travel that needs to get made. There's conferences that need to be coordinated. There's just so many things that go into the day of a life of all of our different clients that we just kind of meet them where there's board meetings to prepare for. There's, all so many different things. And that's where we meet them and we take that off their plate so that they don't have to be the ones in the weeds doing the things of weeds in the business.
Yes. So if I came to you, would you represent me in one project if I only needed you for one project, or is this a month to month or a contract for a certain amount of time?
Yes, it is a monthly subscription service. And we love that system or that method or that model just because it allows us an opportunity to get to know our clients and them to an opportunity to get to know us and us to develop a rhythm and a routine. So, and once we make an assignment to a person, a client, and they get their person, that's their person. They don't have a whole bunch of different people that they're working with, but that is their person. They're developing relationship, which is crucial to the success of the partnership for that to happen. And so it's in that contract agreement where they build that.
Awesome. I was thinking that's what it was, but I wanted to be clear to our audience because when they reach out to you, they'll know, okay, this is a month to month. Someone's going to take care of me every month throughout with
the same person.
Yes, I love that because it does get confusing when you're talking and you're trying to understand 4 or 5 people that's working on one project for you or several projects and you have certain people working on different parts can be very confusing and the clarity sometimes gets very washed away when you have that.
One of the things that I really like about our model is that you have one person that is your person. But because we're such an extensive team, we have a large team of people, which means we have a broad range of frames of reference and experience that we can tap into should we need to. So say a client came to us and their person is primarily experienced in business operations. And this particular client wants a social media post. Well, this is not the business operations person's gift. And so that person will reach out to someone else on our team and say, hey, I need a social media post. Can you do this for me right quick? And then the person who's gifted in social media posting will create the post, give it to the business operations manager, and they will then present it to the client. Does that make sense?
Yes. And that's beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. That is awesome. So before we go, Renee, tell me, is there anything else that you would like our audience to know about you and what you do and how you can help them?
Just know that our assistants are U.S. based, highly educated, college degreed, most of them, and we just have a heart to serve. We love serving founders, executives, executives, nonprofits, real estate executives, and whatever it is that they need support with. And we can customize a package for them. They could have one of our standard packages. And I'd love to entertain a conversation with anyone who has a need for high-level executive support.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And until next time on Unstoppable Conversations, have a beautiful rest of your day.
Bye.